Assalamu alaikum. How are you, students? I pray may you be doing good and protected from all evils. So, we have started unit number 4, whose title is Pakistan and National Pride. And in the previous clip, we came to know that who is a visionary, and we also discussed, though a little, about two great visionaries. First one is Quaid-e-Azam, and the second one is Allama Iqbal. So, today we are going to start the reading text. So, come to the board and tell me Pakistan and national pride. So, what do you understand by national pride? What is national pride? Ya qawmi fakhr. We can also say that national pride is patriotism, muhibbe-watni. So, national pride is the feeling of love, devotion and sense of attachment to our country, to our homeland, right? And because of this sense or because of this feeling, we also make an alliance or unity with other citizens. कौमी फ़ख्र क्या है? अपने वतन से मोहब्बत, खुलूस और वाबस्तगी के एहसासात का नाम है। और जब हमारे अंदर कौमी फ़ख्र या मुहिब्बे वतनी मौजूद होती है तो हम अपने हमवतनों से इत्तेहाद भी कायम करते हैं। So today we are going to start reading text, and the caption of this text is The Great Visionaries, and we are going to discuss about two great visionaries. First one is Quaid-e-Azam and the second one is Allama Iqbal. And we are going to discuss about their personality and achievements, and also about their political acumen and contribution. What is acumen? Acumen is zahanat, samajdari, intelligence, ability to understand things quickly and clearly. And next thing which we are going to discuss is aspirations. Aspirations are ambitions, aims, wishes, hopes, हमारी उम्मीदें, हमारी तवक्कात are aspirations. So we are going to discuss all these things for Quaid-e-Azam and Allama Iqbal. But today we will read about personality and achievements of Quaid-e-Azam. Alright? So before reading, let's discuss the word list which is present in our book. So there are 24 words in that word list, and we are going to discuss 8 words today. So the first word here is dynamic. Dynamic is an adjective and it means energetic, active, spirited. Urdu meaning is mutaharrik, and antonym is lethargic or sluggish. Yani if dynamic is mutaharrik, so lethargic is sust. Next word is steadfastness. Steadfastness is a noun and it means perseverance or firmness. And Urdu meaning is sabit qadmi, and antonym is infirmness or weakness. The next word here is guiding principles. Guiding principles is noun. We can say that this is a compound noun, and English meaning is guidelines. Wait a minute. That is with single S. Guidelines. Right? So guiding principle means guidelines and leading ideas and plan of action. And Urdu meaning is rehnuma usul, and antonym is ambiguity. जब रहनुमा उसूल हमें सीधी राह पर लेकर जाते हैं, so ambiguity is a पहेली. तो पहेली जो होती है वो क्या करती है, हमें डाइवर्ट करती है. So come, या कोई भी किसी भी मुबहम बात को, किसी भी छुपी हुई बात को ambiguity कहते हैं. So the next word here is unparalleled. Unparalleled is an adjective and its English meaning is having no parallel. Synonym is unique, exceptional, unequaled, and Urdu meaning is बेमिसल या मुनफरिद. and its antonyms are ordinary or unexceptional. Come to the next word. Next word is undesired. Undesired is also an adjective and it means unwanted, unwelcomed or unpleasant. And Urdu meaning is napasandida. And its antonyms are desired, welcomed or pleasant. The next word here is acumen. Acumen is noun. We have discussed this word. It means the ability to understand things quickly and clearly. And its synonym are insight or intelligence. Urdu meanings are zahanat, farasat, ya barik bini. And its antonyms are ignorance or inability. The other word on the list is proponent. It is a noun. It means supporter, defender or educate. These meanings are also its synonyms. Urdu meaning is hami and its antonyms are opponent, mukhalif, critic, tanqeed karne wala or enemy, that is dushman. So the last word today is polarization. Polarization is noun and it means separation into two opposite groups. And its synonyms are dispersion or divergence. उर्दू मायनों में हम जो इसके मायने लेते हैं वो लेते हैं कुद्दियत. For कुद्दियत you can understand that there are two poles, a negative and positive pole. So there is separation between two groups. और अगर हम इसके मायने देखें, so that is दो मुखालिफ गिरोहों में तक़सीम. Alright, and for antonym we can take the word collection or gathering. Right? So this is about the word list. Now come to the book. So come to the reading. The Great Visionaries. So what does it mean by the Great Visionaries? The Great Visionaries mean Azim Sahib Basirat ya Sahib Maqsad Shakhsiyat. Right? So the teacher assigned the class a project for the summer vacations titled The Great Visionaries. The students were asked to work in groups of 4 and find information about the Quaid-e-Azam and Allama Iqbal, the two great visionary leaders of the Pakistan movement. They were asked to develop a booklet, a newspaper edition or any other form of visual presentation based on the collected information. The members of one of the groups decided to split up the information gathering task. Huma and Tahira offered to look up information on some aspects of Jinnah's life, while Lubna and Fareen agreed to find information about Iqbal. They decided to share the information with each other through emails. Here are some of their emails. So this introductory paragraph tells us that the summer vacation was going to start and the class was given a project to write about two great visionaries who are Quaid-e-Azam and Allama Iqbal. And they would have to make a visual presentation about this. So one group of class distributed the information gathering task into two parts. And they decided to link through email as they were going on vacations. Right? So पहले पैराग्राफ में हमें ये पता चलता है कि गर्मियों की तातीलात का समर वेकेशन का आगाज़ होने वाला था. तो टीचर ने क्लास को एक प्रोजेक्ट दिया जिसमें उन्हें दो अजीम साहिब बसीरत रहनुमाओं के साहिब बसीरत रहनुमा कौन कौन है, क़ायद-ए-आज़म और अल्लामा इक़बाल, तो इनके बारे में मालूमात जमा करनी थी और इस मालूमात को किसी किताबचे के ज़रिए यानी किसी बुकलेट के ज़रिए या एक अखबार का एडिशन बनाकर पेश करना था. तो एक ग्रुप ने ये तय किया कि वो दो हिस्सों में ये काम करेंगे और चूंकि वो छुट्टियों पर जा रहे थे, वेकेशंस पे जा रहे थे, तो उन्होंने तय किया कि वो ईमेल्स के थ्रू एक दूसरे से कनेक्ट होंगे, ईमेल्स के थ्रू एक दूसरे से इंफॉर्मेशन शेयर करेंगे, राइट? सो यू कैन सी द इंफॉर्मेशन shared by them through emails, and you also know about the format of email. You have read about this in unit number 3, and many of you must know how to write an email or how to compose an email. And here we will revise the email format just in a moment. All right, so you can see that if you want to compose an email and you click the option of compose, so you can see that a blank page appears before you, a page just like this, and here is a blank space or blank column where to is written. So here you write the email addresses of those people to whom you are writing, right? And after that, here in the column of from, here your email address appears spontaneously, खुद ब खुद आपका email address आ जाता है यहाँ पर. And then you write subject. This is important. By subject you can know what is the content of writing, and then date and time also appear spontaneously. So come to the passage. Dear Huma, here is some information that I have found about the Qaid-e-Azam. So this email is to Huma from Tahira, right? So here is some information that I have found about the Qaid-e-Azam personality and achievements. And Tahira is writing about personality and achievements of Qaid-e-Azam. Qaid-e-Azam Muhammad Ali Jinnah was one of the most dynamic personalities of South Asia. His message of unity, faith, and discipline, and his determination and steadfastness, if made the guiding principles by the nation, can speedily set the nation on the path of progress and prosperity. So, in this paragraph, we come to know that Qaid-e-Azam was one of the most dynamic is energetic personalities of South Asia. He was energetic, he was active and spirited, and he gave the motto of unity, faith, and discipline. And he was a determined and persistent man. So if our nation makes these qualities, these principles, their guidelines, their leading rules, so our country, our nation will be developing and flourishing rapidly. तो ये पैराग्राफ हमें बताता है कि कायद-ए-आज़म जनूबी एशिया की मुतहर्रिक शख्सियात में से एक थे, और अगर हमारी कौम कायद-ए-आज़म के इस पैगाम को इत्तेहाद, ईमान और तंजीम को और उनकी डिटर्मिनेशन को, उनकी उलुल अज़मी को और उनकी साबित कदमी को अपना रहनुमा उसूल बना ले, तो हमारी कौम तेज़ी के साथ तरक्की और खुशहाली की राह पर गामजन हो सकती है. Right? So come to the next paragraph. Next paragraph is, he was one of the top barristers of Bombay, but his greatest achievement, which is unparalleled in the recent history of the world, is the creation of Pakistan. The world has seen many leaders who have obtained independence for their people from undesired rulers, but few have achieved what the Qaid-e-Azam did. He created a new country. He led the Muslims of the subcontinent to achieve an independent state called Pakistan, where they could live honorably according to the teachings of their faith and culture. Regards, Tahira. So, in this paragraph, Tahira is informing us that Qaid-e-Azam was one of the top lawyers of country. A barrister is a lawyer, right? But his greatest winning, his greatest success which has no parallel in this world, is the foundation of Pakistan. Unparalleled, having no parallel, no equal or no rival. So there are many leaders in the world who got independence from unwanted rulers, but Qaid won a new country, Pakistan, for the Muslims of subcontinent Indo-Pak, where they could spend their lives according to the teaching of Islam. We can say that वो बॉम्बे के चोटी के लॉयर्स में से एक थे, चोटी के कानूनदानों में से एक थे, मगर उनकी अजीम फतह, जिसकी दुनिया में कोई मिसाल नहीं मिलती, पाकिस्तान का क़याम है। दुनिया ने ऐसे बहुत से रहनुमा देखे हैं जिन्होंने नापसंदीदा हुक्मरानों से आज़ादी हासिल की, मगर चंद ही हैं जिन्होंने वो हासिल किया जो कायद आज़म ने हासिल किया। कायद ने एक नया मुल्क बनाया, उन्होंने बर सग़ीर के मुसलमानों की एक आज़ाद रियासत हासिल करने के लिए रहनुमाई की, जहाँ वो इज़्ज़त के साथ अपने अक़ीदे की तालीमात और सक़ाफ़त के मुताबिक ज़िंदगी बसर कर सकें। So come to the next email. This email is from Homa to Tahira, and she's also sharing this email with Lubna and Farheen. Alright, so let's read. Tahira, here is some more information that we can add in this section. Moreover, Muhammad Ali Jinnah was the only leader in British India who was popular not only among the Muslims but also had a great respect among the people of other faiths, including the Hindus, Christians, Sikhs, and Parsis. Due to his tolerance and acceptance of all faiths, some Hindu leaders like Gokhale and the famous Hindu poetess Sarojini Naidu called him the best ambassador of Hindu-Muslim unity. Best wishes, Homa. So, in her information, Homa is telling us that Qaid was the only leader in British India when British was ruling over India, who was famous and respected in the people of India because of his patience and also because he honored all religions, all other religions too. Even he was called a representative of Hindu-Muslim unity by some of Hindu leaders and authors. Ambassador is a diplomat or is a representative of one country in other country. एक ambassador जो होता है वो एक मुल्क में दूसरे मुल्क का सफ़ीर होता है या नुमाइंदा होता है. So मोहम्मद अली जिन्ना बरतानवी इंडिया के वो वाहिद रहनुमा थे जो सिर्फ मुसलमानों में ही मकबूल ना थे बल्कि दूसरे अकायद के लोग भी, जिनमें हिंदू, क्रिश्चियंस यानी ईसाई, सिख और पारसी भी शामिल थे, उनका बेहद एहतराम करते थे. उनकी बर्दाश्त, उनके तहम्मुल और तमाम मज़ाहिब का एहतराम करने के बाइस चंद हिंदू रहनुमा जैसा कि गोखले और मशहूर हिंदू शायरा सरोजनी नायडू उनको हिंदू मुस्लिम इत्तेहाद का बेहतरीन सफ़ीर कहते थे. राइट, सो कम टू द थर्ड ईमेल. थर्ड ईमेल इज़ फ्रॉम फरहीन टू Homa, and she's also sharing this email with Lubna and Tahira, and this is also about Qaid-e-Azam. Right, Homa and Tahira, you might want to add this vital piece of information in this section. Vital means important. So Farheen is sharing an important piece of information with her friends. However, he was very clear about one thing: while Pakistan would be a state where the Muslims would be free to practice the teaching of their faith and to prosper economically, this is in no way meant that the people of other faiths living in the geographical boundaries of a new state would in any way be lesser citizens. Farheen.
So, in this paragraph, Farheen informs us that Qaid-e-Azam had a clear idea that Pakistan would be a Muslim state where Muslims would be independent to spend their lives according to the teaching of Islam and flourish financially, economically, financially. Economically means maashi तौर पर. Uh, but people of other religions, he also thought that the people of other religions would also be equal citizens in every way, right? It doesn't mean that the people of other religions would not have the equal rights or the same rights as the Muslims would have. All right, girls. तो इस पैराग्राफ में फ़रहीन हमें बता रही हैं कि कायद-ए-आज़म इस बात में बिल्कुल वाज़े थे कि पाकिस्तान एक ऐसी रियासत होगी जहां मुसलमान आज़ाद होंगे कि वो अपने अक़ीदे के मुताबिक अपनी ज़िंदगियां, अपने अक़ीदे की तालीमात के मुताबिक अपनी ज़िंदगी बसर कर सकें और माशी तौर पर खुशहाल हो सकें. लेकिन इस बात का ये मतलब हरगिज़ नहीं होगा कि दूसरे अकायद के लोग या दूसरे मज़ाहिब के लोग जो कि इसी रियासत के इस नई रियासत की जोग्राफियाई हदूद में रहते हों किसी तरह से भी कमतर शहरी होंगे. Geographical boundaries means the boundaries of the physical boundaries of a country or the physical boundaries of an area. किसी भी मुल्क या इलाके की geographical हदूद. So now we stop reading here. Inshallah, in the next class, we will read further and we will read more emails. You also do the word list which we discussed today in your registers. जो आज हमने वर्ड लिस्ट डिस्कस की है वो भी आप अपने रजिस्टर्स में कर लीजिए ताकि आपका काम जमा ना हो. So this class ends here. Take very good care of yourself and stay healthy and safe.